So ETH Tbilisi is the Ethereum community here, which the main aim is to make Ethereum event and crypto event like Cypherpunk again. So this means to promote who is really building stuff and who is really have something to say more than, I don't know, like something like a pay to win of someone who pay to talk or sponsor and stuff. And we're also like working on different open source projects and things. So we want to make like, give voice to cool stuff basically, as it was like once upon a time. So this is the first event. Each event recordings and everything, like also like pills, debates, they go on YouTube at ETH Tbilisi, as you can see. And also there is the text version, if you prefer to read, which is also go on Medium at ETH Tbilisi. And so also we upload like a lot of pills and stuff from the event. So if you just, you know, like want to see like something like interesting, like this last like 5 minutes and stuff, like you have everything. And also our main channel for news, for things, and also to, you know, like say stuff is on X. And also we are opening like Instagram, where we basically like publish a lot of, you know, like shorts and stuff, like hot takes from each event. And obviously the main community is on the Telegram group at ETH Tbilisi as usual. And the main web page is etbilisi.ge. And so like today is one of the biggest events actually, because it's not just a talk and a discussion after, but we start actually by a discussion, which is the Q&A to Samuel, that he talked at the last event about ZK. We can say like everything about ZK basically, because it was like a huge talk to understand deeply how ZK works. And it was amazing, so I recommend you, all of you, to go back to YouTube and watch it. Then we have, basically, we have a very special talk because as, for example, Samuel is a privacy maker, we have a special talk from a privacy breaker. So, and how it's easy actually to find out who you are from your wallet. And then we have a debate about this talk. And then we have a debate with a privacy maker versus a privacy breaker. So, okay, so the next event, it also will be next Wednesday. It also will be pretty much interesting because we have Matteo Tambussi from Ethereum Community Fund about this project, which is pretty much like, I can say like, try to find the truth, basically. Because you know that now we have like Wikipedia, Grokpedia, and all of this, you know, like more political point of view about what is real, what is not. And in this research from the Community Fund, they are actually trying to solve this problem in a very difficult way with very difficult incentives. So it will be like a very interesting topic, actually. And then what we do before Christmas. Like, we still have the event 05 and the event 06, which is like December 10 and December 17. So what we are organizing for the 05, it will be like a debate from like a table with some DeFi veterans talking about, you know, like, I'm trying to organize with people who work in DeFi, actually in protocols, people who audit protocols and people who break protocols, and try to have a conversation about all the shit about DeFi, basically. And then in the 17, we still have to decide. So we will see. If you have some ideas, like after the event, like it will be amazing to have, like, I don't know, we can organize everything. And so now we start ETH Tbilisi 03.
Let me to start with introducing myself. So I am EyeonChain, and I am a Sleut on chain. So doing investigation on exploits, criminal activity, and this like of stuff. And I have I mean introduce actually the main problem of the blockchain. So people thinking the blockchain give them privacy from the beginning, like using checks and so open a wallet funded with checks, and so for them that it means is the normal standard process for embark on the blockchain. But um, from the beginning, the blockchain was created with the promise of restoring uh, sovereignty to individual through radical transparency, and at the same that same transparency, original future has quite become one of the biggest vulnerabilities, and people doesn't understood what it means doing a lot of transactions, interaction with apps, minting NFTs, and all type of action you can do on the blockchain. So let's start to the transparency paradox. Let me put the slide. So in this presentation, I will explain what is the main character will be broke the blockchain. Sorry, guys. What will broke the the privacy on the blockchain? So the on-chain surveillance. At the moment, we can do a lot of things on the blockchain. So we can do a lot of a lot of type of action, and people after doing every single action, they don't think about these all these events will be storage and will remain like a digital footprint on the blockchain, and everyone can check that, analyze that, and do some research for find some information related to the individual or the entity. So let's take an example. Like people, they love use a ENS name or use NFT like as a PFP on X, or maybe use the new era of Web3 social platform like Farcaster, the bank, and the and etc. Uh, Other things like to do participating to airdrop giveaway, and so publish them address on X, or maybe just connected to a list where you can view if your wallet is eligible to their airdrop, um, and constantly using the same dApps and the same protocols, and all of this type of interaction, they leaving some common information. And how we can block it? So we very simple things via OSINT. So I think is the main is the main weapon people can use for track an individual or entity. Just just using like a trace this type of interaction I mentioned before, and it's very easy. You don't need any type of big skills like to be a tech guy or like a hacker or something like that, but just using on-chain traces and you can reveal the whole history did the individual behind the wallet. So most of the time, I think the main things I have used it for track criminals and exploiter. It was the ENS name, so people they love to use it for everything. So it made someone mint ENS name and at the same time using the same name for them personal his personal social media accounts. It's very easy track it with only using a different combination Google darking. So just searching on Google, and you can find everything related to that guy or other things. It's very enthusiast about his NFT collection. Maybe is I don't know, part of community of Bored Ape or CryptoPunks, maybe Milady. So you can use the NFT for track or the wallet or maybe directly with Google via the search page. You can find all the sources using the same PFP, and so that's very big damage. So people literally doxed themselves with leaving encrypted this type of information. Other very practice most used from the user on the blockchain. So it's to share them address publicly on under tweet for participating giveaway, airdrop, and this like stuff. And the last things I think very damage for people is like using the bank because they introduce the part of social media, so you can share all type of content you want. So, also like or like Farcaster, the same things. It's very easy find the entity behind the wallet because you can share your Discord account, your X account with connected with the bank or other social media platform on which most using. So that is the I already said that. So, but we can talk about other things. So from this digital footprint like DNS, NFT, and social media platform, you can track the entity behind just using other techniques most used on the OSINT performance. Like you can cross-check the information you have extracted from that type of interaction. Using data breach, you can find a lot of type of information. So like on crypto, happening so many data breach, like I don't know, Bitfinex, it was breached, whole of checks was breached, and just using the username, you can find the name and surname, and you can just try other combination of OSINT, and via data breach, you can cross-check the information and match it, and for identify the individual or the entity behind it. So it's very easy. There are many providers actually giving the easy access to take easy subscription for check the information in your head. So I think this is one thing more people thinking are very easy and don't think about what they need to manage them wallets or them action on blockchain. So the OPSEC is the most important things. The people using only one wallet for everything. So let's take an example. a subject meet ENS domain, then starting to do so many transactions using the same dots, post his wallet everywhere, um, and without using multiple wallets for change his routine on blockchain. So it's very easy in many type of situation. I did like minutes for doc someone behind bad activity, uh, and the people don't think to use multiple wallets like one for airdrops in a way, and it's like one wallet for him things like for manage his collection NFT. One wallet for trading on DeFi, or maybe using for moving funds to DeFi checks. Uh, so people did the things like standard, so normal. It's very important to take high your OPSEC. The transaction engine, so that is I think it's the pillar of privacy, because most of the time, let's take an example. The cases I'm actually managing for truck exploiters. Uh, it's one of the parameters I'm using for broke the identity of the individual. So most of the time, the exploiter using the same strategy, how they move in the funds, like they found a wallet with a Tornado Cash or a Railgun, then they split the funds for to multiple wallets, and they start to attack the dApps. Let's take an example. Uh, in the case of Arc Digital, it's Perptex, where I have found the exploiter behind it, just using the timing analysis, where in the same days he did the same transaction, using one vulnerability inside the dApps, and he did a collateral scope attack, and this is a pattern people don't think about. Uh, it's I think the pillar of everything. So you can you can image very easy, just memorizing the timing where he did the transaction and which dApps he used, and so from that you can directly intercept the guy. ZK, I think, is the most important things actually. Is the future for privacy on chain, because there are not other possibility to take it back, like from the beginning. And so the ZK, actually they are using not for privacy on chain, like I want to be I don't want to anyone know who is behind behind my wallet, but actually they are using in the bad way. So there is most projects very cool like Cash, Aztec, and many privacy tools, but they are most of them they are used very badly, like Tornado Cash, Raygun. So I think every single exploiters moves all funds inside Tornado Cash, and it was also very bad because there are many reasons where you can track the transaction using deposited on Tornado Cash, like just using timing analysis. and the size of the amount deposited inside. Um, the bad things, it's people like these exploiters using this tool for stole phones from people, then take high they trying to take high them privacy, but not all of them. There are most practice to how mix them money, and this is the sympathetic things, because in other one case I got someone found his wallet used for do an exploit. It was funded 24 hours before using a checks, so it was like broke his OPSEC in like 10 minutes. And that is the bad things, because there are not many good motivations from the users using these dApps like Tornado or Railgun for take privacy, because now actually they are all of them sanctioned by the OFAC, and it's not it's not a good reason why you need to take your privacy high. So um, I think project like Zcash, Aztec, or just mention privacy pools. They are doing good work actually for taking back in a good way the technology zero knowledge. The main important things is to use these protocols in a great way for 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 the real reason, for take care about your OPSEC, your privacy, and don't for take for don't take any type of risk, or de-anonymize yourself very easily. And so I think the blockchain is freedom for everyone, and there is not a good reason for try to take him from someone, even if he did something of wrong. And the ethic of the zero knowledge is to take privacy for and take care about yourself, for your information, and don't risk any bad situation, like so many KOLs sharing them a PNL or showing them address on X, and for the hand have been so many times where they kidnap this type of people, showing and doxing themselves on social media. It's very badly to see that this bad this type of stuff. So I think the use case, the main use case is for don't risk this type of situation, and take care for yourself. So that's it.
Okay, hello, Mr. Eyes on Chain. So I have like 5 questions for you. Allow me to start. So the first one would be, when you're investigating some type of a project, what are the initial things that you look to check for you to determine if it's like a scam, or if it's a fraudulent project, or if the people are legit? What do you look for initially?
The first things I'm looking if the wallet it's aged, if it did some interaction with so like everyone, so doing swaps, bridge, this like of stuff. And the main characters I will start to look it's a contract deployer, like if deployed so many contracts, if interacted with Tornado Cash or Railgun. Other stuff maybe if using shady protocols, sorry if I say that, but like Bungie swap or Houdini swap, for me is a red flag because it's someone trying to hide something he did. So.
Do you think generally, as this technology is progressing, is your job as an open source investigator, is it getting easier or is it getting harder? What I mean is that is the criminal's job getting easier or is it getting harder?
It will getting it depends in which case, because nobody taking what I can explain it. So nobody taking attention what about what they're doing. So uh, if someone is very expert and so it's not a new beginner on blockchain, for sure it will use something of strong project or dApps for hide his transaction and if he did something of wrong. But the fact is, if you will use the new projects that are incoming, it will be a little bit hard to for me for tracking. Yeah. Depends in which case we're talking about, because there are many cases where it was like very uh, difficult to track the individual, but even also using in the same time Tornado Cash. It was a little bit easy for me for bypass it for track the depositor address. But if it's someone very practiced with the blockchain, so it will be very easy for him hide. So you can do infinite transaction for ID. But people doesn't have I don't know, practice or big intention to do something of complex to hide the transaction. So they prefer to use the a simple strategy, so like using a tornado cache or brave gun for 2 or 3 layer of depositing inside this type of dApps and then withdraw the money long term.
Thank you. What is your advice for beginners who want to get into open source intelligence? What should they use? What type of things that they should practice? And how generally what should be their mindset if they want to get into open source intelligence?
So for sure, you need to be a guy very enthusiastic about research, because you need to be very curious guy, looking the source of the information. So because that it was my the things giving to me very simple to be a open source researcher and on chain analyst. Um, and so you need to be in practice with the Google Darking, because it's the main technique I'm using for find info when I got something of interest from on-chain part. Then you need to use so many toolkit. You need to be uh, you need to be skilled with development, build something helping to you, giving to you a easy way for reducing the time about your research.
So when you're working, you're dealing with a lot of data, transactions, addresses, right? So what are some softwares that you use to, first of all, to collect this data, to visualize this data, and to use it to better understand things, so to say?
I'm using toolkit. My toolkit. It's like I'm using like Arkham, chain analysis, meta sleuth. They are the main on-chain platform you can use for create cluster about the wallet activity, uh, for track every single information related on the on-chain part. And about the off-chain part, my toolkit it's a bit long, but I can mention like Intelix is the biggest data breach, where they have inside like 40 billion data records, I think. Then LeakPeak, there are only toolkit you can use for cross-check the information you got from the on-chain, then try to match about the individual. Other toolkit very good, very useful is OSINT Industries.
Well, thank you. I have a final question, and that's more of on a moral side, right? So, through your work, you doxed a lot of people, right? Mostly criminals. However, through that, has it happened that while doxing the criminals, you also doxed a couple of innocent people who were just interested in a project? And possibly you ruined their life as well, so to say, right? So how do you reconcile with that? How do you think, and has it even happened? I'm just assuming.
So on open source intelligence, there are not existing a final target. So if you starting from blockchain, so you don't have any type of information who is behind it, what is intention, but what you need to do, you need to take all information and elaborate it, and then you can visualize which is the way, if you are searching about an individual did the bad things, or are simple degen guy want to snipe some coins. So you cannot to know that fact before. So you need to process with so many research, and the cases where I'm using my skills, the main times is only where people doing wrong things. So like exploiter, or like I was. I take it a big attention on the 10 October. I find it the big information related the guy who opened the big short on Hyperliquid, and so this is the cases. There is the cases where I'm using my skills. Ethically and personally, I'm not. I never did something wrong, and I'm a good guy. I believe in only in transparency and karma. So personally, I don't use my skills for track. Info is not relevant at the moment.
That became a problem when we talk about like big wallet leaks like Binance slash 3Commerce, who actually track this money after that leak, and also find the person who would do this. And that zero knowledge systems actually take away that opportunity from us as the users, not only for us, for the government and FBI. No, nobody can track it. Nobody can find the person who did it. What do you think about that in terms of zero knowledge systems?
What I'm thinking about is it's to introduce so many compliance structure to prevent any type of bad intention from the users. So is to using some limits like let's take an example. So if they introduce so many layer on inside to Tornado, people cannot moving the funds very easily inside into, and so deposit infinite money. So there are very important to introduce limits about the size, the sizing of the amount, we think, and a compliance like the POA introduced by privacy pools. So you can prove the money inside your wallets they are not coming from exploits or criminal activities. And the bad things, I think, it's a bit hard to try to introduce more of these things I mentioned. So I don't remember the other things you asked me. Sorry if you can repeat.
There was a big leak from 3commerce/Binance for big leak for wallets. Many people lose money, and at some point the companies, not actually the companies, but someone find that person who stole this money actually, for that group of person, by the way. I don't know actually how it finished, but it was like pointed to some group of people who are responsible for this. When we got zero knowledge system without tracking anything, like who did the transaction, from where the transaction was, it's kind of became impossible to find people who stole users' money from their wallets.
In this type of case, depends about the digital footprints they leave. So if there is someone already who did the exploits, who stole the money, so is also criminal. Let's say these main things. Then it's not impossible to find them because. If the money they are actually inside in a wallet, these phones they will need to move. Let's take an example. I can share this info is a clue actually. I don't know if you following up the Bunny case, Bunny exploit happens like 2 months ago. It's the same things. So people knowing who did it and the money they are still holding in the wallet, but you need to know these phones they will need to go out one day, and what you can do it's wait at this moment and then try to track it.
But as I understand, when you try to take money out, there is still no. If you, for example, want to do it from the zero knowledge system to, for example, your own personal wallet, you should prove. Should you prove where that money from?
Sorry. I will intervene into the question because I'm one of the biggest users of Tornado. Before it was like, so basically when you use Tornado, okay, you get like a note, okay, that only you know, and with this note you can withdraw the money with another wallet, and so the connection between your initial wallet and the other wallet is anonymous in theory, okay. So what he's saying is that from even if someone steal, like for example from this protocol, okay, and they send maybe like X amount of transaction to Tornado, you can still in some way like coming back even if you don't have like 100% secure, because you can see, for example, that the wallet who stole money, he sent like 0.5 ETH on Tornado, and another transaction he sent like, for example, 1 ETH, okay? And if you know pretty much like what is going on with other Tornado money that are coming in and out, you can basically not having like 100% secure, but you can say in a percentage of possibility that probably this money came out to this wallet. And so, and based on the future transaction, you can say, probably this no because it's from this person, this no because it's another person. So you can still like going back, actually. Like full anonymity is still like not that thing like on this case. Like you still have the human layer like after.
Okay, then what about?
Same things I said before. You can use the timing analysis and the size amount, then you can track it. So
ZK protocol can be actually effective in identifying the authenticity of the original news sources. In other words, like, can it be effective to combat fake news? And by fake news, I'm not talking about the kind of fake news that we're seeing these days, but like AI level fake news. And that's what I would like to. Yeah.
Okay, so I think the answer is actually very simple. Blockchains are permanent store of information or data, which means there's something in ZK called attestations. So if you commit a proof, or let's say, I don't want to use technical terms. So if you upload a particular piece of information, and then you generate a proof that you uploaded that piece of information, and it has attestations of time, dates, source, or all of this information attached to it, it means this is the actual source of the information. So I don't think it would be able to say this is a valid information or true information. I just think it doesn't show proof of I broke this laptop, okay? It doesn't give you this proof. If only that somebody made a video and this was attested online, and then I think another thing we could look into is it's actually interesting. Succinct Lab is a ZK protocol. You're working on proving systems, verifying systems. So they started working on something. Someone invented a camera that has ZK properties. So you could take pictures of things, and you could prove that these are real pictures that were taken, not AI edited pictures or images or videos. And you could have attestations on the blockchain, and you could verify that we're in a very, very crazy age where this current panel could definitely be AI generated. So they basically help you verify what is true and what's false, but based on the metadata, based on the attestations. So I don't know if that answers your question directly, but basically it's maths, so it doesn't have human bias. It still relies on data that's been uploaded, but probably factual data that's been uploaded or invalid data that's been uploaded. I think that's still left to human to comprehend. But in terms of things that can be computably verifiable, you could help with that.
Like, in a sense, I get it somewhat, but I'm still in the learning process.
Yeah, go on.
I think I have to check the YouTube video later.
Yeah, I think if you want to understand, it's like oracles,
please.
It's like oracles. So basically, you can trust an oracle, okay, but the problem is the oracle source. So with ZK, you can basically verify that this is what the oracle said, okay, but you need also always to trust the oracle, the initial oracle. So it's the same problem that you have also in without ZK, that you can trust an oracle, but if the oracle is right or wrong or this kind of thing. This is what I understood, so I don't know if I'm totally right. Okay.
So I think since we'll go into Grokipedia and the whole stuff later next week, just like Wikipedia, because it's open source,
Yes.
you could know when a particular piece of information has been edited, or when it was falsified or stuff like that, and like all the changes are verifiable. Not verifiable, but like attested on their website. So ZK makes it, because if Wikipedia decides, I mean they're open source, so I'm not going to, but we can use Wikipedia, they are going to be the scapegoats for today. So if they decide to alter a particular piece of information, they're a centralized organization, so there is no way to verify that this piece of information was altered, or the source of this piece of information has not been changed, or stuff like that during a period of time. But if Wikipedia, for example, was hosted on the blockchain, and they use ZKs to show proof of information, and whenever someone makes an edit, it gets attested on chain. I think even with the blockchain, you could do this without ZK. So it just helps probably in like maybe proving that you're an author on Wikipedia, proving that you published this particular article without actually doxing yourself. I think these are like the nitty-gritty that it could help with. You're a journalist, for example, you write blogs, you want to get paid, but you don't want to dox yourself and show your name or stuff, you don't want to dox your ID. You could actually show proofs that you actually wrote this article without actually doxing your personal information. So ZK could help with that type of use case. Do you understand?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, to level up the question here, though, if we still have time here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Journalists are basing the report on external sources, right? It can be like an image, a spreadsheet, financial analysis, a report, anything that can be all manipulated. Right, on that source level, do you think that ZK actually can stand and track and?
Okay, yeah. So there is, like I said, there's something called attestations. I'll give you. I don't really know about data that is not on the blockchain, that is like based on human beings' inputs, because transactions on the blockchain can be verifiable, or you can see them on the blockchain basically. So thereby, you can always like go back to when a particular token was minted. You can go back to when the token was created. You can check the date and time of when a particular transaction was made. So all this information are on chain. And not to forget where I was going before. So basically, you would be able to still show attestations of this particular information and prove of this particular information, but I don't think it would help with showing validity of if it's a fake news, because it's decentralized, it's open. So the same way a great hacker will be able to like upload right information, a false hacker will be able to like also upload false statements. Does that help?
Yeah, I think so. I'm exploring like all kind of like options, right? Like, it's an uncharted territory, and obviously like ZK caught my attention in the last few weeks when I was actually like attending these events, and I know it's a very difficult topic. I appreciate your helping me with some inputs.
And just hard, in case you're building a platform, if you want to provide anonymity for your journalists, ZK could help with that. If you want to be able to accept payments privately or tips privately, so they don't track who published this journal. I mean, you're docs now, so you're cooked. But if you want to be able to do all of these primitives, ZK could help you with it.
That's a good start. Thank you so much.
You said something that I found very curious and I didn't understand it very well. So along the lines of, you said, if wallet uses perhaps Uniswap, then it cannot be fully secure because it has, why does it have, that's the question. And additionally, I didn't understand what you mean, because let's say wallet uses Uniswap to offer you exchange services. Is it already not secure, or if you don't use the Uniswap services and you just use the wallet to store your coins, then can it be secure? That's the question.
Okay, so I didn't mean secure, I meant private. So I was talking about view keys, and I was talking about the fact that ZK basically protects or gives privacy to values, particular set of values, and it doesn't give privacy to things like that has to do with the network. So if I send you funds right now privately using a shielded primitive, doesn't have to be Zcash, it can be anything. I could shield. There's shielding frameworks. I could shield I could choose Ethereum right now and send it to you directly to your address. There is no way that could be broken, basically. But if I want to do like DeFi activities and I want to maybe add liquidity to Uniswap, or I want to send, or the app that I installed was using Uniswap to process transactions. At the moment when I'm sending you money, not directly to your address, but because the app I'm using uses Uniswap, there would be leaks of metadata, the timing, and a lot of information that security researchers can use to basically dox you regardless. So that's what I was talking about. I wasn't talking about them not being secure. It's $1 trillion, probably up to $1 trillion, but almost $1 trillion protocol doing so. Yeah, I wasn't talking about the security. I was talking about the privacy. So if you want to build applications that you could use DeFi privately, there are a lot of more factors a lot of more primitives aside ZK. We need to do like mempool, encrypted mempool, encrypted intent. There are a lot of primitives you need to. You could use mixnet. Some people use T, some people use MPCs. A lot of more are tech primitives or implementations you have to do to be able to do the secure end-to-end transactions.
Well, thank you for the answers.
You're welcome. Great.
Thank you. Also, actually, I think the RCP is a problem in this case because you can track IPs like stuff like this. Like for example, having light clients, it would be important like at some point
exactly.
to actually have real privacy stuff.
So basically, it's just about the metadata of the information. MEV, if you're not protecting MEVs, if you're not protecting there's so much information that could get leaked if you're using like external layers. And I mean, that's the same problem that happened with Zcash itself when they started implementing NIR. But NIR is also like working on improving that aspect to make sure such stuff doesn't happen.
All right, I'm going to take a moment to get a little political, just to make everyone uncomfortable, because that's what I do.
Okay.
When we think about these technologies, we can talk about the technicals, which is very important, why they work. But we also have to think about how they're used, as well as the world of tomorrow, right? And a lot of what people are worried about, and one of the reasons that people embrace Ethereum, they embrace Bitcoin, is the control you have over your money that you don't have with centralized currencies. But you also have the fears about censorship, the fears about the surveillance state that's being developed in different places without me being specific. Yeah. But what's important when we consider about all of these things is how these various technologies, zero knowledge proofs, and the entities that create them and manage them, what their ethics are, how they are compliant while also staying true to the communities that use them. So my question is kind of hypothetical. It comes around to a use case I can think of for zero knowledge proofs. Let's say we have this world that tomorrow could be the whole world, it could be a certain state, it could be whatever. But we have an individual, could be Edward Snowden, right? And he wants to give a talk to speak on the subject of government surveillance, information being released, so on and so forth. And he has to prove to someone who is going to interview him that he is who he is, but at the same time, protecting himself without revealing his location, without revealing certain factors about himself that would incriminate or put him in danger, right? So take Zcash, take any entity that might in the future create certain technologies to protect such an individual in such a situation. How do they balance a mission that protects the ethics of someone like that or creates a use case for someone like that who we as a community might identify with because they're trying to do something good, But at the same time, trying to be compliant with people who make the rules who might be doing something bad inherently. That's my question.
Okay, but I don't get the framing. I got the Snowden one, which is like talking about a use case, but you started off with the political side. So do you have like a direct question there? So I could like.
That's basically it. Like honestly, like this subject, a lot of people get really wrapped up in it because it becomes political, right? Because to support someone like Snowden, are you inherently against the government that might have its own interests, right? And you know, it could be any political parties or whatever, but they support the state. It becomes kind of a question of that when you're really saying like this person should be free to share this information. This technology should be able to be used to create some kind of situation where this person can create value for others. In the same way that you have something like Tornado Cash, it has a dual use. You have people who are literally just trying to be private with their transactions. You have people who are literally stealing money from people.
Yeah, so on the political side, I think every technology will be used by both sides. Let's call them both sides. Transparency is being used maliciously, or nobody is calling the people who, annotate everything that you've done on chain to be able to sell this data, or to be able to compute this data and sell it, or profit from it, or is it to track you, or is it to alienate you from certain services because they notice that you made a donation to a certain cause that doesn't and automatically blacklist your wallet or something like that. So nobody is chasing after these guys, and based on the definition of the other guys, they're also bad guys. So I think every tech would be used by the two sides effectively. But one of the most important parts of ZK is that you could do something called selective disclosure. So you don't necessarily have to be fully private or anon. I think it just gives you the right to be able to disclose, to be able to make the decision to disclose what you want to disclose. Not just to, say for example, now going into the use case, if Snowden or any other person wants to prove that they are who they are, there are so many means aside. I don't want to go into government because it might not be related across all cases. It could be voice, or they could annotate their voice on chain, create a PGP key for their voice. It could be based on the sound spectrums and all of that. And it could be their iris, like Word ID. It could be anything. So the point is to be able to, I think, but the most general one is like your passport or your IDs. And I think even if we want to use passports, if it's applicable in this case, there's ZK passports, for example. You could take your phone, install the app, just tap your passports to the back, put some particular information that you want to share, and they get to see only the information you share. They don't get to see the color of your passports. They don't get to see your picture on the passport if you don't want them to see it. They don't get to see your date of birth if only what you want to show them is your ISSR or OOR.
Or maybe your
number.
Location when you submit the GPS or the passport.
So,
yes.
So they don't get to be able to, you only choose what, but they know there's an attestation on the passport that means it's valid. So, and that's one. There's your iris. If you use the World ID hub, I have personal beef with them, but that doesn't matter. It's a great tech. If you use that to scan your iris, you do proof of personhood, and it is encrypted on chain, and there's a hash key that shows that this is you. And anywhere you put this hash key, they can only verify this is you. They can't actually see your eyes color or your whatever. Do you understand? They only get to see that particular set of information. So I think selective disclosure is also, so if you don't want to be, and then there are a lot of products. There's privacy pools. They have, they are the good guys of Tornado Cash. So they have privacy compliance features, not directly linking to the government, just based on your wallet transactions with particular addresses that's been indexed. And if you want to use them, good. If you want to literally fork Tornado Cash right now, create an instance by yourself and send a transaction to somebody, good for you. So I think that's also the beauty of the blockchain and beauty of privacy. Everyone gets to decide how they want to use it. Everyone gets to decide which product they want to use. I wouldn't support using a product that's not open source, because that's when they could be, they could claim things on their website and they're doing opposite. So far it's open source, so far I don't even care about the founders most of the times. I have opposite beliefs with the founders most of the times, but I can see their code, I can audit their code, I can see the product itself, I know it does what I want it to do for me, then I'm fine with it. So yeah, I think, so going back to the political side, people would use everything people could use microphone to harm someone. People could use it to speak. People could wear shirts to protect themselves. People could, you could. So there's always going to be two sides of it. It just, I think, one of the most important parts, which is giving the decisions for your personal data. Privacy is a right. Like, it's not just a property, it's not a feature rather. And you having the decision, you having the ability to be able to decide who gets to see this data or who doesn't get to see it. It's a very, very important part, and that's the role ZK is playing.
I appreciate that answer, and also bringing it back to what you said as well about, you may not know who someone is, right? Like we had that period of DeFi summer, even myself, I was like anonymous, but it's like the code speaks for itself. Yeah. There's merit behind the code, and if you don't understand the code, there's plenty of people you can trust who are also looking through this, people who audit it, so on and so forth. And there's always so many ways, even if you don't like the ethos of someone behind a particular project or something, whether it's forking the code or just realizing we're decentralized, we're bigger than our founders, right? If our founders are so egotistical that they have such a controlling interest in their communities, they're probably not the projects that they are anyway, like Zcash, which is clearly bigger than just one founder.
Exactly.
And also just to kind of clarify what you said too, it sounds essentially like what projects like Zcash and others, you're really collecting the most minimal amount of information to prove something, so you don't even have to be in that ballpark when it comes to dealing with a compliance issue where you have to choose between protecting the privacy of your user or giving information to be compliant. It sounds like you gather the least amount of information and put the user in control of what they need to verify.
Exactly, and I think one of the magic parts of ZK is the fact that I could prove ownership of a particular property, but the person I'm actually sending this data to doesn't even have access to it. It's not on their database. Do you understand? It is encrypted. Mm-hmm. They can't even decrypt it, but using proper MPCs or stuff like that, they could do computations on the encrypted data. I think that's super beautiful. Yeah. It means that you don't have to rely on the founder just waking up the next day and being like, you know what, I'm sending all your data to this particular organization or this particular organization or anything. This set of informations are literally encrypted. You won't have the problem that happened with Coinbase, for example, where customer support leaked the data of millions of people, and it has been until nobody knew that. You understand? It's on the dark web, people are selling it. So, and I think that's one of the most important part, or a very, very vital part also.
Yeah, I love it. That's why I don't support centralized entities. So.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.